I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
We are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching CyberPunk Edgerunners, Season 1, Episode 3. I liked the last episode. It was good.
Me too. Yep.
What are we going to learn this episode?
We're going to learn so many things.
Something about Maine?
Yeah, probably.
Something about Lucy?
Also, very definitely a possibility.
Something about Broseph Brewing? That was interesting.
Maybe. We might be drinking some more from that brewery.
Hopefully no bubbly drinks.
Ugh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
The five-finger scab discount will work great on this cold, dead body.
Still need a ripper for that.
Maybe then you'd finally learn not to clep shit that ain't yours, you piss sniffer.
Please don't get blood all over my room, alright?
Stay out of this. Bought and paid for. Except my supplier ghosted once I put
Ah.
In advance.
Yesterday.
What the fuck? But I just talked to her 2 days ago.
That's 2 days.
The badges get her, or
It was a car accident. Nothing to do with the Sandevistan.
Sandevistan.
Yeah, I remember being a squirt, chipping all the mil-spec chrome my ma left lying around. Good time. Christ, this twerp's clearly got a circ loose.
Back off. He didn't know what he was doing.
You guys are cyberpunks, aren't ya?
what's it to ya?
I like this guy.
Let me keep the Sandy.
No deal.
I said no murder.
Come on, at least give me a chance.
I look like I run a preschool to you.
I'll fire up the Sandevistan. Bullshit. Toddler like you can't boot it up without kill.
Oh, they're going to be impressed.
Nah, a body his size would sizzle up after 2 hits.
Mm.
Try me, no sizzle.
Whew.
Just gonna clip his cig real quick. Nothing up my sleeve. See? That makes 9 today. It's actually 10. Holy shit, what in the fast forward fuck was that?
The fast forward fuck.
Easy. You take me out on a job. Won't fuck it up.
This music's intense.
So's their stare down.
Got quite a pair on you, I'll give you that. Okay, kid, you get one chance.
One chance.
I owe it to Gloria.
You only got
Maybe
one
not
shot.
Fall far.
You won't regret it. Hey!
Chill. Just slaughtered a tracer. Once you go on AWOL on us.
Ah.
I ain't gonna run.
Be hearing from me tomorrow.
She said no murder.
So, cyberpunks. Those are the kind of peeps you roll with.
Maine wouldn't shut up about his prized Sandy going missing, and I saw you using the exact same one on the train. Knew for sure you had his after the visit to your Ripper.
Then thought you'd bat your eyes at me.
Is that why she walked out?
Just
Good
go home
catch.
already.
She has such genuine vibes. Even the crematorium, like her ashes feel so cold and impersonal.
Mr. Martinez,
There is video.
wonderful news. Based on your exemplary academic performance, Arasaka Corporation has awarded you a scholarship, an exceptionally rare opportunity, and a great
Like reading from a teleprompter.
to strike several demerits from your permanent record. Should you offer an apology? For details,
God.
please see.
Kid, you're up.
Yes.
It feels like a video game.
It does. Like in how the calls come in.
Data wasn't lying. He is just a kid. Can he keep up?
Guess we'll see.
Why do we even put up with you?
Kiwi.
This one here's Kiwi, and Dorio and Pilar you've met.
My name's David.
Who asked? Let's get right down to biz, kid. Maxim.
Maxim.
We're gonna swipe the nav data from the limo he rolls around in. We collect the ride, and soccer ninjas swarm us like flies to shit. So yeah, betting on fights is his lead-head's sole joy in life. His ass fills one of those seats every weekend. He always puts a fat stack on the butcher, banking on that skull split.
butcher.
Uppercut of her.
Oh, I would too.
Alone.
Makes sense.
This weekend ain't gonna go down like that. The butcher's getting butchered and round.
Oh!
Is that legal?
Just trust me on that.
He's so upset.
He probably lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
How'd he get in there? He's not of age.
God. Such a cool effect.
You nab the key and hand it to Dorio. She'll forge a copy to pop the lock. collect the nav data while Sokka Muscle Maxim still shit-faced and out. You just gotta slip the key back in his socket before he catches on.
That might be where the trouble is.
Jeez, bastard can't catch a break. No rest for the wicked. Shit, on his day off.
Data's not copied yet.
Becca, trip him up.
Chop chop.
Hey!
So clumsy, sorry.
Becca!
Wow.
Nice.
The sound design's really good for the clothes rustling.
Arasaka ice walls are such a huge pain in the ass.
Ice walls. We got that in the first episode.
Sorry
Ice.
about that, handsome.
Nah, it's no problem, sweetheart. You bitch!
Why are you yelling at me? I'm sensitive, you know.
We're blown. Target's
Is Becca
coming in
my
hot.
favorite character? Maybe.
Just a little more.
Cool shot.
Cut it.
Fisheye.
Almost. Security's back online. Like I said, time's up.
Start her up. What? Punch it, kid. Time to learn.
Cool.
It's probably pretty self-explanatory to drive.
Show me. You got what it takes.
He doesn't have a family. It's like insulting you.
Sure glad they ate my wheels. They'll drop a hit squad on your ass. Drive like hell.
You think we can make it?
It's up to you now. Look at you. You're practically a pro. I mean, maybe if autopilot wasn't on.
Whatever.
We got company.
Whoa.
Tiger claws?
Tiger claws.
Tiger claws.
That's Tanjiro, right?
That fast?
That's why we don't
Right?
work with corpos. They've got the advantage down here.
Gotta lose these guys.
Oh, traffic. Oh,
Not good.
insurance,
What you gonna
traffic.
do?
I bet this car has some like cool things it can do.
Come on, David.
Hope you're buckled up.
Oh, shit! What the? That was like a tech deck move. Oof, what the fuck? Oh.
That's not expecting that.
Calculated. He's come to avenge his friend. Oh! Oof!
Oh, he does slice! Yes!
Nice.
Good job, man.
You don't fuck with his team.
I have the feeling Maine is gonna be like a father figure.
Oh! Oh my god! I like the color.
Sorry for the wait.
If that is Tanjiro's voice actor, and then Lucy uses threads, you know, it's like,
Sure, welcome to the crew.
hell yeah.
Ain't no one in this world you can trust more than yourself. Start using us as your crutch, and you're good as dead.
Love it.
Not the only thing that hurts fastest in the West.
Oof.
What did you say?
Hey, to me! Do you want to take him for a test drive?
Enough to get you through a month.
Damn,
Awesome.
a month. How much was the pay?
Shit. Everybody gets a fair shake. Only way I operate.
Oh, he does fair.
Then look into upping your cyberware. Meaty Bone can't keep pace with the Sandevistan for long.
Huh.
It ain't waste pennies if it makes you stronger. That applies to your cyberware and also to your crew.
Ominous.
The music is so grandiose.
Clear when I requested only the navigation map, not Arasaka corporate property.
What a voice.
What I asked for above all else was your discretion.
Discretion.
The less you know, the less I risk. Understand this and understand it fast. I do not pay you to think. I pay you to check the boxes off my list. It is my place to see the larger picture. It is yours to listen.
Faraday.
Faraday.
Middleman landed us the gig. He happens to be a top fixer around these parts.
Fixer.
Nah, I'm the guy who gets shit done. And he's the one holding all the eddies.
Myślałem, znam siebie tak dobrze. Patrzę na ciebie. Sąd, głos rozsądku, to tak nieważne. Obok mnie, obok mnie, obok mnie.
Hi, Becca.
Oh, right, back at the bar. This carbonated.
Cheers. Be seeing you around then.
Mr. Martinez, hello again. Is this a good time? It sounds rather rowdy on your end.
If he wants revenge, tell that prick I'll be waiting. But I'm done going easy. Oh, and you can all kiss my ass.
Okay, that was CyberPunk Edgerunners, Season 1, Episode 3. Man, I hope David finds a place where he feels like he can, like, truly fit in and find a family. Whether it's this place with Maine, who's the best character ever.
I mean, they're kind of making him somewhat of a father figure. You know, that role. That signature role.
That role
like,
that I love that always
that
ends
they
up
always
being the person
die
who
for
dies.
the protagonist.
God
yes,
damn
that
it.
role. That's what I'm talking
Better
about.
not happen.
That's one that always becomes one of your like favorite characters. Yeah, he's in that role. Doesn't look good for his life expectancy, but
It looks so cool for my love for him.
yes,
I love
exactly.
him so much. I wish that I had like a Maine in my life who was like, "What's up, little dude?" and like just like pat me on his head, took me under his wing, you know, taught me the ways
His
of
very
life.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Not very fleshy wing.
Yeah, gives me a fair cut, you know.
Yeah,
tells me to go
that's
get some
awesome.
cyberware.
Lucy wasn't into fair cuts. She
So
was like 70-30.
I love Lucy though. Like Lucy is like a solid, like it's 3 episodes in, but still like up there with my favorite characters. Like top 2.
We got some
Top 3.
jealousy there at the end, probably.
Yeah.
In David's reaction to kind of witnessing the flirting with Lucy, and then when he looks back,
Yeah.
Dorio and Pilar, and then Kiwi,
And then Becca.
and then Becca. But yeah, when he looks back, she's no longer on the hood of that car. I was probably kind of smiling as it panned back to David's face because I thought that she was gonna pop up behind him, especially because he was about to take a sip
Yeah.
of the drink after realizing it was bubbly, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for her to like pop in and give him something that's not bubbly because she knows his preferences.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like smiling because I was thinking that's what was gonna happen, and then I was disappointed.
This
Devastated
episode-
that I was wrong.
It makes me question a little bit more how much of Lucy that we learned was true. It is Lucy's goals, like, actually what she said it was? Like, does she want to get out of there? Is she saving up? What's she dealing with?
The only evidence I have that I'm gonna say is evidence, like, or maybe more concrete evidence that would go with that being her true, like, dream and goal. We've discussed her showing that to him, but that's, you know, us guessing that she was being honest when she said that he's the only person that she's shown that to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that the poster that he was laughing at because it was like maybe more lame of a poster to have on your wall, and maybe was like a fad or a trendy thing to have on your wall a while ago, but now since they have more knowledge of what the life is like on the moon,
Yeah.
you know, it's more like a silly goal. It's a silly dream because
I mean,
it's more like a prison or something like
Well,
that.
it would go along with, like, the education that David's gotten and his, like, knowledge of what it might actually
He
be
might
like,
know
what
a
the
little
general
bit, yeah.
consensus. You know what? Maybe the general consensus, but maybe all that matters in this world is what's profitable. And maybe that's why the general consensus is that they've deemed the moon unsustainable and a waste of space and money, so that it's not a
It didn't flesh out into the investment that they probably thought it would be. But she kind of doubles down in reinforcing this idea that that's not really the reason she wants to go. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, like, really awesome. She just doesn't want to be here anymore.
If David feels like he doesn't fit in, and Lucy doesn't feel like she fits in within this world, maybe the best place to go is the moon, out of this world, where you don't have to worry about everybody else, you know? I had the joking thought while watching, and I was like, man, there's sensory overload, right? And that's the intention. Like, there's so much going on in this world in a confined space in this one city, right? That I could see how a person would want to just have a breath of non-existent air on the moon.
Like people that want to move
away.
out to the country or something instead of living in the city. It doesn't really seem like maybe that's an option in how built up things probably are. If they're building things on the moon, I mean, the population has probably grown, and I would say, are there even parks? Are there even, like, open, spacious lands anymore?
What do you think Gloria did for Maine's crew? Do you think she was, like, the medic on team, or do you think she offered, like, a skill as well that we don't really know?
Sounds like she was more just the source for getting her hands on.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Getting her hands on things
She's the dealer,
for them.
right?
Yeah,
you're right.
They used a certain word, and I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
In reference to what she was, a supplier maybe is the word they used. So that, I guess that was her job. And I guess how Maine talked about her, like, as soon as his, like, crew started kind of being like, oh, well, I bet she, like, ran away with it, like, kind of dissing her character, he was like, no, like, I've been dealing with her for a while, like,
that's how I knew Maine was going to be a cool guy.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then we get the line that Lucy was like, you said there would be no murder.
Yeah. Do you think that that's specifically for David?
Yeah.
And her caring for David, or just not wanting to kill people in the line of duty? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, she was totally willing to slice up that person, the tiger
big
claw,
facts.
you know? But he was... But, and she also, remember when she first met David on the train, she had her cord wrapped around his neck, you know?
Yeah.
Before hearing from him. So I think after that point and whatever transpired in that day is when she made her decision that she liked him.
Yeah. I don't know, though. Because, like, sure, she sliced up his arm and even, like, looked at, like, oh, it took off his arm. But
she could have gone for the neck, couldn't she? Probably.
And then she also made the remark of, like, gross after
like,
Maine killed or had the kill, right?
Maybe so that's a possibility that maybe she's not one that wants to really, like, take lives or kill. But I will say that scene that we were just on, I wrote it down that was probably one of my, like, favorite. There's a lot of, like, attention to detail so far in Cyberpunk Edgerunners. But my favorite detail was the chunks that were stuck to her wire when she brought it back.
Yeah.
And then she'd, like, fling them off. And I was like, that is so gross. And, like, I wouldn't have even thought to include that, but it was so gross and awesome.
This is one of the shows that I'd love to see the production side of things, because I also would love to know, like, the whole story behind making it and what their budget was, because they are very creative with the times that they can't animate everything in, like, the most extravagant ways, right? And they switch up shots with very minute details. Hell, even the whole aspect of David's power, right, is a pretty simple animation trick when it comes down to it, and one that could be done for cheap, but it's done so well that it's, like, top tier, top quality, right? And then they have, like, so many inspired shots as well that has, like, a fisheye camera, like, looking out.
When she was, like, looking into something, and we got this kind of warped view. We also got a really cool warped view of the guy with the 3 eyes.
Yeah.
that had was the one with all of the eddies. And you saw the 3 eyes and then the face kind of slope, and then you saw one of Maine's eyes in the same shot. And like the first like 0.5 seconds, I was like, wait, what am I looking at? And then once my brain like processed what I was looking at, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like it's a creative, like obviously the body isn't naturally sloped like that, so there's some amount of like a fisheye lens, like you said, something that's kind of warping things.
It's very clear to me, or hell, they could just be getting one over on me, that it just feels like there's a lot of love and attention in the first 3 episodes so far. It feels like people really cared about this when they made it, and are just going the extra mile, you know, when you feel that way about some shows.
Never thought that I would love something that was so sticking to the primary colors. Green, red, blue, yellow, you know, and then like that's such like heavy in it. Yeah, like there's like some pinks and purples, but a lot of the times when there's something contrasting or popping within something that's mostly a green screen, it'll be a pop of red. If it's mostly a blue screen, there's going to be pops of yellow involved, and I'm like a real big fan of the use of the primary colors. I feel like everyone's like, oh, those are like the easy colors to go to. As an artist, you try to tend to like maybe make a variant of it on the color wheel, and I'm a big fan that it's like out the bottle sometimes, and I love that.
Well, they also they use every hue in between.
Yes.
And I think that's when the standard out of the bottle color really
there's so much
itself.
Intention to it.
Oh my god, yeah. Like that's what I mean. Like it feels curated, for lack of a better way, for lack of a better term. Sorry.
Like they're using these colors in order to show shadows and light hitting something.
And neon, right?
Neon.
Like and the way that they're doing it, they're also kind of saving expense on it too, because where like, oh yeah, big glowy jacket, of course that have like you know, light, like highlights shining off of it in that color. You don't need that when the entire room is hued a certain color, and then they make your eyes like brought to the actual neon because it's just a solid color, you know? It's interesting.
Do you like their like eye glare?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about that? I mean, we were asking ourselves, like, is Lucy the one that has like a certain equipped like software or update that there's more things in the eyes? You know how I brought up I think in the first episode I brought up like Futurama. There is an episode where I'm pretty sure cell phones are implanted in the eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's how they did it in this, where like all the talking is all like Neuralink, like it's in the head.
It's like AR, right? Like I if you've been around this channel long enough, you'll know that I can never use VR again. But I hope that one day I can use AR, because I always thought that, God, this is gonna like outdate this. Imagine 10 years like coming back and listening to this. But I thought AR would be like a much easier and more practical way of sorting things out. Remember when we first met, like 4 years ago, and I was working.
4.5, 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I was working on that VFX project where I was trying to do like the whole AR Sword Art Online in real life
you
kind
were
of
trying
thing.
to make the menu like
So like
when he's trying to get out of the game.
It's something that I find so interesting and so compelling, and that's what I think it is, right? It's like oh yeah, I'm looking at like normal life. Oh, I see something in the top right corner. Like, you know, it's really cool, and I think it's a really simple yet incredibly effective way of conveying that that's what they're showing or seeing or changing and seeing by that flicker in their eye. You know, it's really cool.
Okay, so this is just a fun guess game, because like who doesn't love to have fun guessing games? So Maine says to David at the end that he should probably be less fleshed out and get a little bit more chrome. What is your guess for an enhancement that he will get next, or area of the body?
Stomach. So then he can handle bubbly drinks. He ends up seeing like he's in a situation a lot of times where he was really thirsty, and that's all he has.
That's all he has.
He doesn't like it.
You know, and you know what it is? You know, when we saw that, the butcher getting, is that called an uppercut? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, oh my
I don't know
God,
enough
that was
about
fucking crazy,
fighting.
though.
Oh, and then the knife came
nuts.
through.
That
and
was
it went,
so cool. Yeah.
How did they how is that legal? I mean, the medical examiner would probably come out and be like, that was actually murder.
I don't know. I don't even want to begin thinking what is and isn't legal.
What
or,
isn't legal in this betting, gambling, in fighting situation. Anyway, the person on the inside that Maine had there to beat up the butcher had these this patch on their stomach.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That is so that person can drink soda.
I typically don't make very hard statements, but I'm going to take back what I said. I think that it's completely legal. If I have to hedge my bet, I think that this kind of underground ring fighting in this world would be legal. If it's if you're able to change so much about your body and shit, then it'd just be okay, sign this form. You're okay dying in the ring at the potential of winning big, right? I don't know. I could see it.
I don't know. I'm torn because it seems like the butcher was a big moneymaker for this ring.
And it did seem kind of like a hidden
And it seemed
jab.
like that was a hidden thing, and they're more of a fist to fist.
One of my favorite parts of the episode was what do you think? If you have to make a guess, what is next?
Since Maine is the somewhat father figure, filling that place that we know and love so well, that character trope that we adore, I'm gonna go with some type of fist.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with fist.
Or Maine dies and he takes it from Maine. That'd make me very sad.
I did actually think that when we had previously brought up the character placement of Maine and what normally happens to characters in that place.
His thing.
You normally represent that character somewhere on your body as the protagonist.
I hope that David's thing is he's gonna stay fleshed out.
Ooh, that might be cool.
As a character as well. But he doesn't take any hardware. He just takes all of his favorite people's jackets and starts stacking them on top of each other. So it's he's going to take Maine's jacket and it's going to drag on the floor and he's going to put it over his mom's jacket.
You can crop it a little bit. Okay, but I do like the idea of keeping him mostly flesh.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting...
He doesn't even need it.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
One of my favorite little bits in this episode was that the bar or establishment that this dude walked out of was named Jacked and Coke. Like Jack and Coke or Jacked on Coke. I loved it. It was good. Interesting.
What do you think about the choice of Maine's dialogue? Sometimes, in the phone calls, sometimes becoming these blue letters that kind of cross the screen. How do you feel about that choice? Does it feel out of place? Is it why is it this character? Or do you kind of like it? What are your feelings about it?
It surprisingly feels like it's in place in terms of this show because of how they are they are very self-aware of what they're doing, right? Before getting into the series, I was worried that it was going to be, another CyberPunk thing. But no, they know what they're fucking doing. So it feels like they're just throwing everything at the screen because they can, and it fits. I like it.
I like it too. I was kind of no, I wouldn't say I was taken aback when it first happened.
Yeah.
I think I was more wondering why this character specifically, and why they were making that creative choice. But that has nothing to do with whether I liked it or not, and I liked it. So.
Yeah. Faraday, top fixer. His voice actor is really cool. It was good.
I like Kiwi's mask.
Yeah. Using I'm going to call it a Sandy now because they did the tech.
Yeah, the Sandy.
Yeah, using the Sandy while driving is something I never thought of, and it was such quick succession of movements that he was able to make the car do the most ludicrous shit.
You know what didn't occur to me until he said it? That his mom died yesterday.
Yeah.
He's used the Sandy now 10 times or whatever in this episode. Well, 10 times at the point of probably in the car, and then after that he probably used it another once or twice. And that's all one day that this has happened after his mom died.
Do you think anything's gonna ever happen with the ashes? We got I only ask because we got the visual of them again, and it totally doesn't have to be anything else because I totally understand what it probably meant.
Might just represent something.
Exactly, yeah, and her coming up again and her what she probably would think of the situation. But
you could go with the whole like she's still there, and he's still feeling maybe the pressure of living by the dream that she had for him.
I think that he probably doesn't give a shit about anything in life except those ashes. I think he'd be okay if he lost everything else, but I don't think he'd be okay if he lost those.
Oh, I hope that never comes to pass. I hope that, honestly, I hope that he pays his rent, because if he gets all of his stuff thrown out of that apartment and someone steals his mom's ashes, or they get knocked over or something, I'll probably cry for him.
So is Becca's enhancement seduction? That was her role in that like little scene, right?
Yeah.
No,
and
was
so
a joke,
was the other guy. The guy, I don't know if Dorio or Pillar, I don't know the difference between the two. Like, I don't know which one was which.
I think Pillar's the one who was on the car with Lucy. I could be wrong though.
Okay, well that one, he has the same enhancement that Becca has, if that's the case.
Yeah, definitely. They're both like top tier seduction artists. Okay, all right. I am kind of curious to see what Becca has to offer though, because like the way that they utilized her in this episode, especially at the end, I'm like, oh, she's coming back. Like she's going.
She's part of this crew.
Yeah. All right, that's all I have. You.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
The principal's like a crazy ex-girlfriend. He called like 3 times.
Yeah.
In
he
one
saw
day.
him. There was like video chat.